And in sport, Team Nigeria defeats Togo in handball opener at African Games. Now the details. I am Dele Agadumo. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu had his Chief Press Secretary, Boyega, to Special Advisor, Media and Publicity. The appointment, which took immediate effect, was announced in a letter dated March 13, 2024 and signed by the Head of Service, Dele Agadumo. Before his new appointment, Akoshile was the Chief Press Secretary to Governor Sanwo-Olu. He had earlier served as media advisor to the governor during the 2019 governorship campaign and in the same capacity after the swearing-in of Governor Sanwo-Olu for a second term. He also served as Deputy Chief Press Secretary and later Chief Press Secretary to Governor Sanwo-Olu during his first term in office. Akoshile holds a Bachelor of Arts and Master of Arts degree in Theatre Arts from both the University of Ilorin and University of Lagos. He also bagged a Master of Business Administration degree MBA at the Obafemi Awolowo University between 2008 and 2010. He has over 2 decades of robust career and hands-on experience in journalism, media and perception management. In his new role, Akoshile is expected to continue his media and perception management of the governor and his administration in line with the government's Themes Plus development agenda. As part of efforts to rid Lagos State of pollution, emissions and other environmental infractions that may be dangerous to human health and the ecosystem, the Lagos State Environmental Protection Agency, LASEPA, and the Nigerian Ports Authority, NPA, have expressed willingness to collaborate towards achieving a cleaner Lagos environment. This was part of the agreement at a meeting between the officials of LASEPA, led by its General Manager, Tunde Ajayi, and representative of the NPA, led by Principal Manager for Health, Safety and Environment, Emeka Uchendu, who represented the Acting General Manager, Adekunle Additional. In his address, LASEPA General Manager Tunde Ajayi noted that there is a need for collaboration and cooperation between LASEPA and NPA in various areas of environmental management to make the goal of a safe and sustainable environment possible in the state. Ajayi stressed the need for understanding and joint efforts in tackling environmental challenges in the state, noting that the state government remains the first point of contact and respondent in any emergency, hence the need for proper enforcement of the state environmental regulations for the protection of human life and the ecosystem. Responding, NPA Principal Manager, Health, Safety and Environment, Emeka Uchendu, expressed the commitment of NPA to working closely with LASEPA to implement environmentally friendly practices that would promote the growth of sustainable environment in the emerging smart city of Lagos. To effectively manage traffic challenges around event centers and other places of social gatherings, the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, LASMA, has concluded all necessary arrangements to collaborate with operators and owners of event centers and other relevant stakeholders for seamless traffic flow across the state. Special Advisor to the Governor on Transportation, Shola Giwa, stated this during a stakeholders parley on traffic management and safety at event centers and places of gathering. Giwa said the government would no longer condone indiscipline on the roads as a slight delay caused by indiscriminate parking can result in heavy traffic congestion, which may take hours to ease around event centers. He said the stakeholders' parley was not targeted at disrupting event centers and their businesses, but rather to ensure orderliness and reduce the travel time of motorists. Earlier, the General Manager of LASMA, Olalekan Bakarioki, stated that effective traffic management around event centers contributes strongly to the safety of attendees at such gatherings and residents in that area. Present at the stakeholders' parley were operators and owners of event centers, Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Transportation, Toyin Aremu, top management staff of LASMA, commanders and zonal heads. The federal government has initiated a move for transition of Nigerian Railway Corporation (NRC) locomotives from diesel to liquefied natural gas and compressed natural gas in a bid to steer the corporation towards sustainable energy sources and reduce operational costs. Minister of Transportation Said Al-Khali, who reiterated the desire of President Bola Tinubu's administration to provide Nigerians with efficient, affordable and sustainable transportation given the recent removal of subsidy on fuel, expressed optimism that this transition could lead to more effective, efficient and possibly cheaper rail services for Nigerians. To expedite the process, Al-Khali has directed the immediate formation of a 7-member technical committee tasked with evaluating the feasibility and potential outcomes of retrofitting NRC's locomotives with LNG and CNG technology. The committee was given a time frame of 7 to 14 days to produce recommendations. Now to the rest of the stories. The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has assured of adequate security during the Ramadan period. Egbetokun said that police as an institution recognizes the importance of respecting religious practices and cultural traditions and the need to promote the principles of tolerance, understanding and unity within the society. The IGP, while urging members of the public to embrace the community policing concept, charged Nigerians to support the NPF's efforts to maintain peace and order throughout the month of Ramadan. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, NARD, and the Joint Health Sector Unions, JHESU, has faltered the federal government's ban on the issuance of leave of absence to health professionals going abroad. NARD and JHESU said the federal government should rather address the factors making health workers migrate abroad in search of greener pastures. The Minister of State for Health, Tunji Alausa, had last Saturday revealed that the government directed that health workers going abroad to seek greener pastures must henceforth resign their appointments before embarking on such journeys. Alausa said the era of health workers moving on to other countries in search of better offers after applying for a leave of absence was no longer acceptable. Now to foreign news. Denmark will call up women as well as men as it expands conscription to respond to Europe's changing security climate. Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen said the revised policy was designed to increase the number of young people doing military service. Conscripts will also be expected to serve more time in the military for 11 months compared with 4 months at the moment. Denmark, a founding member of the NATO alliance, also plans to boost its defense budget by $5.9 billion over the next 5 years. The country scaled back its military capabilities after the end of the Cold War in the early 1990s, but Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine has reawakened concerns about security on the continent. In our sports, Team Nigeria started on a good note in the men's handball event following a comfortable win against Togo at the African Games. The Nigerians trounced their Togolese opponents 38-19 in the preliminary round of the competition. The team will now hope to make it 2 wins in 2 when Nigeria plays against Mali on Friday. And that ends our news at noon. Just before we go, maintain adequate distance from the vehicle ahead of you to avoid collision. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X formerly Twitter, Traffic Radio 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Watch us live on Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. On YouTube, subscribe and watch all our previous programs and news on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration initiated 500 hectares rice farm technology intervention project? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has elevated his Chief Press Secretary, Boyega Akoshile, to Special Advisor, Media and Publicity. The The Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has assured of adequate security during the lockdown period. We also told you that Denmark will call up women as well as men as it expands conscription to respond to Europe's changing security climate. And in sports, Team Nigeria started on a good note in the men's handball event following a comfortable win against Togo at the African Games. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to Lagos Traffic Radio at lagosstate.gov.ng. That ends news broadcast compiled by Abiola Fabulagun. I am Dele Agadumo. Good afternoon. Thank you for listening.